Hello. What? Hello, good morning and welcome to...
Sunday Chat!
Oh, you were a bit delayed then, weren't you?
I thought you might take the fingers out of your ears.
No, I can tell when it's coming. No, not again. Just once is enough for the viewers. It's Sunday morning, it's Sunday Chat, as we've just said. Don't say it again or else I will literally assault you.
Sunday Chat.
That's better. We've just been for a walk. I needed to get out of the house because I felt as though I'd been trapped in the house for days. Doing house things, doing things in the house like editing, photography, cleaning, all of those things.
Watching videos.
And it's been so grey. I mean, today is okay. We got out into the sun, which was lovely.
When we were coming back, it started getting quite sunny.
Yeah, and it's quite pleasant now. It's a little cloudy, and there was a day the other day, it was quite pleasant, but again I was doing things indoors. But it's been so grey.
Oh, Friday. Yeah, Friday was quite...
But it's been so grey and dull and heavy, that heavy grey blanket of cloud, hasn't it?
Yes.
Well, it has.
It has, yes. Yeah. It has.
And I don't know about you, but I find that quite oppressive. I was going to say depressive, but it's not depressive.
It's not depressive.
We shouldn't use the word depression lightly at all. So anyway, we've been for a nice walk and we saw a swan.
We saw more than one swan.
And we saw some birds and we walked.
We saw lots of wildlife.
What are you laughing at?
I thought you were going to name each individual thing we'd seen. We did see a heron.
We did, but it flew off before I could get a photo. No, I was going to intersperse a couple of... not intersperse. I was going to do a couple of little moments of video.
Oh,
just
I see.
Floating past,
Right.
like a swan. Hello. Hello, gorgeous. Hello, beautiful. Aren't you beautiful? Yes, you are. You're absolutely gorgeous, aren't you, darling? Aren't you lovely? Okay. And walking past the asylum.
Yeah.
Because we live quite near to an old asylum, a lunatic asylum where people were institutionalised right up until the 70s.
70s, yeah.
It's
still a secure unit.
It is next to a secure unit, which is used. I mean, it's literally barbed wire, and it's a proper secure unit, which is used to house dangerous
The Yorkshire Ripper was
criminals.
there, wasn't he?
I have no idea who was there.
It was for a period of trial or something. I think it is.
For a period of trial.
Whilst trials go on and things. But
yes, it's a secure unit, and it's for dangerous criminals.
People who are a danger to society.
Criminally insane, or whatever they call them now. But yes, so we walked up there. It's a beautiful building. I'll show a little picture of that.
And they actually have, viewing holes, don't they? There are holes in the wall that I always thought were for coal, to put coal in, but apparently some of them were in the Victorian days you could actually view the asylum through the canal wall.
The Victorians loved all of that grim stuff. Yeah. I mean, the big thing was having a photograph with your dead person, your dead relative, propped up with their eyes open.
Very bizarre.
Next to them, smiling.
Well, I don't think they were. Oh, they were smiling, not the person.
Here's my dead relative. Well, I mean, in certain countries, I think in certain parts of Indonesia, as we know, if you can't afford a funeral, the relatives are temporarily buried and brought out on birthdays.
Yeah.
And sat in the corner of the room, aren't they?
Until they can save up to actually have a proper
No, they're not
burial.
sat in the corner of the room until then.
No, they're buried
And then they
brought
get them out for
but then
occasions.
For occasions, bar mitzvahs, all of that type of thing.
Well, not
in
they're not Jewish.
But
Anyway.
then when they've got the money, when they've raised the money, then they
bury them properly. Well,
properly.
they don't bury them, they cremate them.
They cremate them, yeah.
Yeah, isn't that, I mean, you know, it's fascinating, isn't it? All the different customs and
Do you
traditions.
want to be cremated?
I don't care what you do with my body. I'd quite like an air burial.
What's an air burial?
It's
What,
where
you
they
just
lay them
you
out and you get eaten by all the creatures.
Well, we could put you, if we're in our house, I could just put you in a little glade or something and leave you there. I won't tell anyone.
I won't know, I'll be dead.
Yeah, I could take your pension then as well.
Or donate it to a body farm.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
where they-
eaten by maggots.
Where they,
things.
you know, test out the whatevers on the whatevers.
There's a number here now, aren't there? I think there's one in Oxford.
I'm quite fascinated by that subject. I've actually got a book on it.
Have you?
Yes, it's called Body of Evidence.
Oh, I didn't know.
And it's a forensic book. Because I fancied looking at forensics as a career at one point. But I didn't follow it up because I'm not clever enough, basically.
Well, no, you're not academic enough.
No, I'm not clever. I'm not very clever,
Oh.
really. I'm not. I don't retain information unless it's completely trivial and nonsensical.
Oh, I have lots of trivial information.
Yeah. But anyway, let's get on with it because we've got the major part of this Sunday
It's
chat.
quite important, though. It's quite important because by doing what they do at body farms, they have various different conditions and they can see how long flies and insects and things develop on someone's body, and therefore they can determine how
length of
decomposed
time.
somebody is, and therefore how dead they've been, how long dead they've been.
Yeah, I think people probably know that.
Well, they might not know that.
Well, there you
Wasn't
go,
there
you
a
do
TV?
now.
There was a TV program that they did that. I think they cut it after about 2 years. I quite liked it.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me, things like that. You know, it's all part of the cycle, isn't it? The breaking down of the tissue and rotting, and you know, it's all part of the cycle of nature.
I have to say, I always thought it would be quite exciting to come across a dead body, until we had a tragedy down at the canal
Oh,
several
Paul,
years ago.
let's not take it any darker than it's already become.
No, but yeah. So I don't want that. I did see a dead bird in the canal today. That was sad.
I didn't see that, thank
No,
goodness.
I didn't point it out to you.
Good,
It was
I'm
only-
glad
it
you
was a
didn't.
little blackbird, but there we are.
Oh, well. Well, you
Cycle
know,
of life.
the cycle of life and all of that. Anyway, moving on to lighter subjects. I don't know how we segue into this now after that. Let's put all of that thought, dark thought, behind us, away, sweep it away,
It's gone.
sweep the energy away.
It's all gone.
Yes, that's right. And now we bring you our new competition for New Year 2019. Richard and Paul's Cookery Challenge.
Yay! Can I take part?
No,
Oh.
we are excluded from it.
Ah.
Now, we don't want this to be too complex.
Simple.
Yeah. So, this is our cookery challenge for the new year, and it's also part of celebrating reaching 1,000 and going over 1,000 subscribers. I know some of you in New Zealand think we've got 4.2 million subscribers, but sadly that isn't the case. And
Not yet.
I think it was Clarice said
Clarice, yeah.
she said we had 160,000 subscribers on hers.
Yeah, congratulations.
Goodness
well
knows.
done, Richard.
I know.
Well done.
But we haven't. So we're also celebrating the 1,000. And we're not doing a giveaway. We're doing a challenge. We're doing
Yeah.
a cookery challenge. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Are you listening carefully? Because I shall say this only once,
Yes.
unless you
yes.
replay it, which you can do.
But you'll still only say it once. They'll hear it more
Yes.
times, but you'll only say it once.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
the Cookery Challenge is open to YouTubers, people on our Facebook group, Planet Vegetaria, and for people that don't use social media and maybe aren't YouTube creators, by email.
Yeah.
Okay? So those are the 3 ways that you can enter.
And you enter our email address, which is randp@richardandpaul.com.
So that's the 3 options, methods of entry. Okay?
So hopefully that leaves it open for an awful lot of people.
Yes. Finished. So, the Cookery Challenge is to concoct, cook, and provide the recipe for a simple, quick, nutritious, vegetarian meal. It could be lunch, dinner, or breakfast, using only 5 ingredients. Yes, 5 ingredients.
That's the challenge.
That's the challenge. Now, when we say ingredients, we do not mean stock, wine, liquid, salt and pepper, spices, or seasonings.
Herbs as well.
Such as herbs. Those are extra. Yeah?
Those you can use and you don't have to count them in the 5.
Yeah, I think they get it.
I was just trying to be clear.
I think you'll find I'm very clear, Paul.
Are you?
I think you'll find I am extremely clear.
I can hear a lot of shouting. No, he's not.
Cut glass.
Cut glass?
Yes.
Well, cut glass.
Clarity.
Cut glass actually is not that clear, because if it's really
No, I'm
cut
talking
glass,
about
you
the way in
can't
which
see.
I enunciate.
Oh, right.
I think you'll find.
Enunciation.
Thank you very much.
And pronunciation.
Yeah. All right. So, that is the challenge.
What's the challenge?
To concoct, cook, and provide the recipe for a simple, quick meal, which could be lunch, breakfast, or dinner.
Or brunch, or supper, or tea.
A meal.
Yeah, a meal.
A simple, quick, nutritious vegetarian meal using only 5 ingredients.
And one of those has to be a protein.
I was just coming on to that. When we say nutritious, we're looking at a balanced meal as well. Extra points for a more balanced meal. And when we say balanced and nutritious, we mean protein, carbohydrate, vitamins, mineral, fibre. Don't we?
Apparently, yes.
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 Those are the nutrients. And what is going to happen is we are going to be responsible for whittling down the entries, which again can be submitted on YouTube as a video, as an entry on Planet Vegetaria.
With photos and text and the recipes, obviously.
Yes, it's got to be, fully formed.
Yeah, you can't just write down the recipe and then just send
No,
it to
and
us.
don't copy and paste anything from Google because it will be disqualified.
Yeah. And if you're sending it via email, photos as
Please.
well, please.
And the method and the ingredients, as is a recipe. It will be whittled down, the entrance. You put me off my throw now, my flow.
There's a throw here.
Flow, you've thrown me off my flow, as you do very often. We will whittle down the entries, the successful entries, to 10, and then the final 3 will be chosen by a panel of judges.
Oh!
Yes.
And who is that panel of judges,
We
Richard?
have thought about it. We've planned this. Oh, yes. So, the panel of judges are as follows.
Is
as follows. Are, plural.
It's a panel, it's singular.
Oh, the panel is singular, of course.
The judges are plural.
Yes. The judges are. The judges are. That's plural.
Yeah.
The judges are Rob from the Sapper Gardener channel on YouTube, Kelly from Kelly's Kitchen Garden on YouTube, ourselves, Richard and Paul,
But we're just one.
Greta Leshane from Planet Vegetaria, who is also one of our, what's it called?
Well, she's a top contributor on
She is a visual storyteller.
visual storyteller. Lovely.
On Planet Vegetaria. And Vivi from Vivi's Kitchen Garden. And the final judge is Mike from Giant Dormouse on YouTube. So there we go. So your entries need to be need to be submitted to us by, and I've forgotten the date, sorry, Wednesday, the 23rd of January. And the winners will be announced on Friday, the 1st of February.
Is that going to be in your live?
Possibly. Possibly. So,
There we are.
there aren't any more specific rules other than the ones that we've given you. If you do have any questions, and I'm quite sure people will be saying, is this an ingredient or is it a seasoning? We expect that a few of you may query that.
Oh yeah, garlic is not an ingredient, by the way.
Garlic is a seasoning and a flavouring. Okay? So.
And then we are also... Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah. So then we are also asking each of the judges to cook their own favourite from the shortlist. So they will then be posting that hopefully on their YouTube channel.
Have we actually asked them to do that?
Yes, we have.
Have we? Oh, good.
So and if they're not on YouTube, then we'll post it on Planet Vegetaria, or they will post it on Planet Vegetaria. So it is a vegetarian or a vegan meal. It's totally up to you.
And the prize is going to be...
Is there prizes?
There is a prize for the winner.
Oh.
A goodie box.
Ooh, and what's in the goodie box?
Well, it will contain obviously some surprise elements, but in the goodie box there will be a selection of our favourite cookery books that we have used, that we're giving away. There will also be some gardening and cookery related items.
Paraphernalia.
Along with a beautiful notebook.
For the main winner.
This is for the main winner.
Yeah.
There is only one prize.
Yeah.
But we will be also cooking and making a video of the final 3 winning entries. And we will be cooking your recipes.
Oh.
So there you go. You get a personalised video made in your honour.
Oh.
I think that's good enough on its own, frankly. Don't you?
Well, I think that's marvellous.
We may also be providing signed photos.
Of who?
Of ourselves.
Nobody wants a signed photo of
I
us.
think they would.
I doubt it.
Okay, then we won't do that if you don't want to, Paul.
I can have a signed photo of you.
Whatever. You trying to sabotage this now?
No.
No, good. I'm glad. So that is Richard and Paul's. It's going dull.
It is.
Richard and Paul's Cookery Challenge for the new year.
2019.
2019.
God, it's
We
amazing.
do hope you rise to the challenge, and we feel it's quite good. I think just to round it off, if people are thinking, oh my goodness me, how on earth can we do that? Let me give you some examples. You might have a tin of tomatoes, an onion, some pasta, some soy mince, and some cheese. Well, along with herbs and stock, that could make a delicious pasta sauce quite easily.
Or the butter bean inside a casserole.
Butter bean inside a
That we
casserole
do.
that we did.
So that's actually onions, carrots, and butter beans. So that's actually only, I think, 3 ingredients, because there's garlic, there's cider in there, which wouldn't count.
Yeah.
There's stock, there's
Which wouldn't
seasonings. So those things don't count.
Delicious meal.
So you could actually, and we have in the past when we've done butter bean inside a casserole.
It's not terribly
added
quick, though,
celery.
is it?
It's not quick, but it's simple. It's very
Yes.
simple.
So, I mean, if there's ingenuity involved and it's a stunning recipe, you may get extra marks.
And there's obviously there's lots of soups that you can do, and
Soups,
stews,
Pasta sauces, things, breakfast. If you think about breakfasts, very often we'll have some leftover potato, an onion, some cheese, some eggs, and a bit of bread. Omelette, cheese and onion omelette with
some
toast.
Lovely.
Quick, easy meal.
Are we going to have that
Divine.
this morning? No, 'cause
We've
we don't have
eaten.
any. Have we? Oh yes, we have. Yeah.
We had cereal.
We had
haven't
cereal, yeah.
We're not having another breakfast. We're not making brunch as well. We need
Yeah,
to
I
lose
don't need
weight.
brunch. I
No,
don't
we
need
don't need
brunch.
to eat anything more, either of us. We need to
No.
start exercising. 'Cause
Well, we've been for a
frankly,
walk, and I'm
We
going
have,
to
and
go
it was good. And we were sweating.
Yeah,
We were sweating. We
Yeah.
worked up a sweat.
very pleasant. It was.
Very nice. So anyway, there we go. There's the challenge. Lovely, lovely, lovely. We'd like everybody to enter.
And thank you to all of the judges who have said they would take part.
Huge thank you to all of you.
Absolutely.
Because it's very generous. I mean, hopefully you won't have too much work to do.
Well, they will, because they have to choose the winners. That's
No, but it's
huge,
not going to be-
huge responsibility.
That's going to be our main job, to whittle it down to 10.
Yeah.
That's assuming we actually do get 10 entries.
Yeah, if we don't get 10 entries, we might whittle it down to 6, or 3, or 1. Or I might just
We are
pretend to
hoping.
do one myself.
Yes, so there we go.
That's our cookery challenge.
Good luck. And may the best person win.
And you'll put the details in below.
Oh, of
And we'll
course.
also be posting those details to Planet Vegetaria
Of
as
course.
well. Because there's a lot of members on Planet Vegetaria,
I think
who
there's
don't
quite a-
follow on YouTube. So,
Yeah, I think there'll be quite a few people on Planet Vegetarian that will want to enter, and yeah, there we go. So lovely, lovely. What else, Paul? I'm going to have some tea now.
What's next on the
I haven't
menu?
written a list. Oh, have I written a list? Did I write a list?
Well, I did quite a lot of work. We have a local zoo near us, very small zoo. It's got meerkats and sort of pigs and various. Doesn't have any donkeys, but it's got goats. It's quite a lot of animals. Really nice place. It
It's
used to
got
be
some-
called Bunny Park, and
It's
now
got
it's
some
called
unusual
Zoo.
animals
does.
as well, hasn't it?
It
It's got
does.
some endangered animals.
It does have endangered animals, but it also you can actually go and have your photo taken with a meerkat, which I find quite bizarre. But
Well, people
they are
like
lovely
that
things.
kind of
I know
thing,
they
don't
do.
they?
I
We're
sort
not
of-
necessarily
no,
into that.
no.
I'd probably end up stealing one and bringing one home
No, you wouldn't.
as
You
a
wouldn't.
pet.
But anyway, one of our plot holders maintains the compost pile there, and we were turning the compost over on Friday, and brought a few bags of compost home, but quite a lot of it needs further rotting down, so we'll be looking at that in the spring. But I did that, and
When did you do that? Was that yesterday?
that was Friday.
Right, God. Where the
And then
days go.
Friday afternoon, we turned the water off for the site because we turned the water off for the winter. And when I left a gate, I accidentally I didn't shut a gate properly.
You let the horses out.
I let the little horses out. And I was on my plot, and I was coming back home, and I was going to the gate, and I thought, oh look, they've let the horses out. And then I thought, oh no,
You've let the horses out.
And
they ran around the plots.
I went and got the people who look after the horses.
They're only little though, aren't they?
They're little horses, but they're quite heavy.
Well, they're not
They're
little
not.
like
They're not
that.
little.
Not
They're not
miniature.
My Little Pony things. They're but they had a good run around the site at the allotment. And Jane, who
Did they do any damage?
No.
Good.
They kept all the paths. They were very well behaved.
They could have eaten all the spinach and things, couldn't they?
I did say there's spinach, have spinach, but no, they prefer the
And
grass.
couldn't you catch them yourself?
Well, I
you
think
try?
it's better that the people who handle the horses came, and then there were a few of us that helped. We sort of
Have they not got collars on and things?
no.
Do they have collars?
No.
What do horses have? How do you catch them?
Well, they have reins, but they don't have reins. They're not ridden. They're not. You don't ride them. They're just looked after, and they're lovely. But anyway, it was a bit. Jane, who looks after the horses, her family, and various other people, but mainly Jane and her family, did say that maybe it should be an annual thing, like the bulls going through the streets of Pamplona. Maybe
The
we
streets
should
of
have.
what?
Is it Pamplona?
Pamplona.
Pampona?
Pampona.
Pamplingo?
I don't know. Papilloma.
Papilloma?
I don't know.
Puppy Bingo? I'm sure it's
What are we talking
Pamplona or
about?
something like that, where the bulls go through.
Well, Google it.
Oh, I'm not going to do it. Other people can Google it.
Was there anything else we were going to talk about then?
I don't know. You've got the list.
Well, no, I
You
didn't
always
write
do
a list.
Why didn't you write a list?
I just wrote the cookery challenge bits
right,
down.
Cookery challenge bits. Yeah.
That was the important thing that I
That's
wanted
important.
to get across to people,
All right.
to release it into the world. Yes.
Well, no, I didn't.
Oh.
I don't.
Oh. Oh, well then, bye. I don't think we've got much to talk about. It's been busy, hasn't it? Because we've been making videos and, now Christmas is over.
Oh, yeah, the Cedrics. One thing we should say about the Cedrics and the Cedrichitas is that worms are hermaphrodites.
Yeah.
Which I did actually know, but my brain sort of didn't allow me
Well,
to
no,
remember.
you were just being cute.
No, I'd forgotten they were hermaphrodites.
All right then, just...
So yeah. So
I thought you were just being cute. And
I think
lovely.
it is quite cute.
Yeah, well, leave it at that. Don't admit that you'd forgotten.
But I did know. That's the stupid thing. But I'm going to be cleaning out the original wormery that we got.
When?
I'm going to do that today as well.
Okay.
So that's going to be cleaned out today, and then be moving the worms.
Not today.
Not today. No, so I'll give it a good dry and let it dry.
Because I haven't
leave
made
it
their
open.
furniture properly yet.
You
so-
haven't. You've got to knit blankets as well.
It's little
Apparently
blankets
they
for
like wool.
Yeah, not acrylic.
No, so the
I don't think I've got
blankets-
any wool.
The blankets need to be made of wool that you're going to knit
Yes.
for them.
Oh dear.
And in fact, it would be really good if there was a blanket over the top. Yeah, because then that would keep them nice and warm.
Okay. Lovely.
That's it today.
I don't think we've got anything else to say now.
We did have a nice bean burger last night.
I had a lovely bean burger. How many ingredients was in that, Paul?
1,
How many ingredients
2,
were in that?
3, 4, 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. But you didn't video it, so nobody knows how to make that.
No,
one.
well, I'm trying to refine a burger that we're
Yes,
happy
yeah.
with. So I did
Texturally and taste-wise,
Yeah.
it's a bit of an experiment.
Yeah.
Because we love the Linda McCartneys, don't we?
Oh, yeah, they're
they are
fabulous.
superb. They're just
Yeah.
like a burger. but it's nice to have other types of ingredients. And you were using beans, weren't you?
I was using kidney beans last night. Kidney beans, mushrooms, onion, garlic, and I also used chickpea flour, and
which is also known as gram flour.
Gram flour. And what was the final thing? The final thing was barley. Barley.
Oh.
Which gave it a slight chewiness.
A bit of bite.
What I really hate is when you go to when someone says this is vegetarian, and actually what it is lots of vegetables, and there's no balance in it. There's no protein in it. So you look at some recipes that say they are vegetarian or vegan, and sure enough, they are vegetarian and they are vegan, but they're not a meal.
Yeah, it's like when you go to a restaurant, they say, oh, we've got a vegetarian alternative. It's baked aubergine with some vegetables on top.
And that's
and you just
not
think
a
that's
meal.
not a balanced meal. It doesn't have the full complement of nutrients like we were saying before.
No, if it had, I know people have nut allergies, but if it was sort of like baked aubergine with a nut filling or something like that, or quinoa, or a whole range of different
I
things.
know people have a go at quinoa. Yeah, I mean, people sort of have a go at it.
Do they shout at it?
No, that people make memes about quinoa, and actually it's a really nutritious protein.
Yeah.
It really is. So you made a soup.
It's a complete protein as well.
You made a soup yesterday, didn't you?
Made a soup.
Quinoa was used as an ingredient.
Yeah.
And it was lovely because it had a slight texture to it, and
it's got bite.
yeah, it was. If you don't overcook it.
Yeah, if you don't overcook it.
If you overcook it, it turns into a gelatinous mess.
And it also needs flavouring.
Of course, like soya, same kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Like tofu. We're really into tofu at the moment, aren't we?
Yeah.
Oh, I love tofu.
Yeah.
If you haven't had proper marinated tofu that's really flavoursome,
try it.
It's divine.
I think we might try tofu bacon again today, because there's lettuce in the polytunnel.
There's lettuce in the polytunnel.
We've got tomatoes, so we might try
BLT.
a BLT for not lunch, but for this evening. We might try.
What are we going to
BLT.
have for lunch today?
A soup.
Oh, we've
still got that
some
soup left over. Yeah.
Got leftover soup.
Because whenever I make a soup, I always do enough for 2 lunches.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I mostly do enough for 3 lunches, but we have a nice bowl of soup. So, yeah.
So anyway, I think that's probably it really, isn't it? Because we've been going on for hours now, or it seems like hours.
Right. Well, you're going to edit it down to 5 minutes, aren't you?
Well, I don't think I can get it down to 5 minutes.
Or maybe 6. Maybe 6.
Yeah, so there we go. That's it. And the next time that we see you, it will be
Wednesday.
Yeah, Wiley Wednesday.
Which is me.
Is it?
Yes.
Yes, I think it's your turn to do a Wiley Wednesday now.
It's me this Wiley Wednesday.
But I've got a couple of things up my sleeve for the next one. Oh, silly. Silly!
I haven't had my tea.
And I'm kind of focusing on bicarbonate of soda at the moment as a useful household. We've been using it for a long time. We're not new to bicarbonate of soda, but I've just started experimenting with making different products for around the house, and also that shower spray. Paul's been making a shower spray. We've got a glass enclosure for the shower. We're also in a hard water area, which means if you don't remove the water from the shower enclosure...
As it dribbles down.
Yeah, water tends to do that. It wouldn't be floating to the sea,
No, if you
would
didn't
it?
remove it, it would go scaly.
Yeah. You literally have to remove it, and the easiest way is to use a shower spray, because I don't have time to use a squeegee in the shower.
Well, also,
like some people
our doors are curved.
Yeah, they are. So, shower spray, homemade shower spray works exactly like shop bought and is much better for the environment. fewer harsh chemicals. So,
and the plastic bottle, you do it in a plastic bottle, and you just keep that plastic bottle. So we'll be doing that at some point.
We'll be showing you how to do that. I made a carpet freshener, which was really good. What?
I was just remembering my letter about the magic flying carpet company. So.
And yes, there we are. So good things to look forward to, and yes. What? What?
You're never lost for words.
I wasn't lost for words. I was just saying good things to look forward to. All lovely, special and smashing. So thank you very much for watching this Sunday chat with Richard and Paul. You're a bit eager. Just calm down. Control yourself. You're an adult, not a child. Oh, go on then.
Sunday chat!
You're going to break that microphone one day, you know. It's very sensitive.
I do
So
like that.
have a lovely Sunday, whatever you're doing, and do join us for Wiley Wednesday, and of course our Friday evening live at 6 o'clock, Friday, 6 o'clock GMT, for those of you in other time zones.
Greenwich Mean Time.
That's right, Greenwich Mean Time, the only time, the original time, I think you'll find. The beginning of all time.
Well, it was the beginning of standard time, wasn't it?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But it's from the
Standard
centre of
time.
the world, which is London. I'm joking. I'm joking. Joking, all right? I'm not an imperialist. Okay? I don't have colonial tendencies.
Queen Victoria did.
Yes, of course. No,
She was very short.
So did Queen Elizabeth I. So did Elizabeth II, if you look at the Commonwealth. Think about it.
Yeah.
Really? That was a bit of, thinly disguised as you-know-what.
But it was a transference, wasn't it? It was a way of transferring independence.
And a lot of independence was given, but she still wanted them in our Commonwealth, didn't she?
Well, she's still got Guernsey and Jersey and the Isle of Man.
She's still got her clutches on them, you see. Anyway, goodbye. And is that somebody? What were they wearing? I thought it was a snowman going past.
I think it was.
Oh, I think I was seeing things now. All happens here in Ealing.
Right, we're going because I need to get down the plot.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You do.
You're looking forward to that, aren't you?
I am, because I'll be editing this.
And I'll be away.
And I'll be on my own in the house for a little bit of peace and quiet.
And where have me bantering in his ear all the time.
Oh, God. Anyway, thank you so much for subscribing, for watching, for putting up with our antics. And generally being really supportive and lovely.
Snowman thing just went down again.
Oh God, I think that's a bit frightening actually, isn't some kind of snowman mad person. Were they actually dressed as a snowman?
They looked as though they were, yeah.
I thought I saw a carrot coming out of their face. Maybe I'm hallucinating. I haven't got my glasses on, so I can't see anything.
Too much
anyway.
tea, that's what it is.
Ooh, I hope so.
Right, we're off. Thank you for watching.
So long, farewell.
As Wiedersehen.
As Wiedersehen.
As Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen. Auf
Auf
Wiedersehen.
Wiedersehen. Adieu, adieu. And may you have a wonderful Sunday, full of joy and happiness.
You need to be careful how you say that.
Goodbye.